All right, we'll get into our talk time now,
Yeah.
but in a few minutes we'll be going on the break. But let's lay the foundation to this. The leadership crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Nigeria is denying citizens of a credible opposition that can help put the ruling All Progressives Congress on its toes.
Yes, and the internal wranglings seem to defy all attempts at reconciliation by leaders of the party. As the PDP continues to make different moves to resolve its problems and bring lasting peace to the party, one can only wonder how things will play out.
Internal wrangling in the People's Democratic Party is the major talking point for these FCT residents here. They indulge in this daily ritual of looking through the national dailies to determine the direction of government and exchange divergent views. The fate of the PDP is the focus on this particular day, and they are worried that if the crisis rocking the party is not resolved soon, the masses will be denied an alternative platform they could turn to in the face of the constant rise in the cost of living.
Nigerians have multifarious problems. They are just in pains bearing these maladministrations. The main issue is the abject condition in which we see our life regressing, and the country itself is regressing.
As at now, they have not resolved their internal crisis. So we are wondering how are they going to resolve it to begin to challenge the opposition, the ruling party.
Since the appeal court judgment, party leaders have been holding talks to find a lasting solution to the crisis. Even the governors have reversed their rigid stance and have embraced a political solution, a development that has been endorsed by both Ali Modu Sharif and the Reconciliation Committee. But members of the Caretaker Committee have continued to accuse the ruling party of having a hand in its crisis, an accusation this APC party faithful refutes.
It would be unwise for any person to think Sharif is working for APC. That's why I know in those good old days, he was in AMPP while we were also in AMPP. But he left a long time ago. PDP has a problem. Let them go and solve their in-house problem.
The party leaders indeed must urgently put their house in order, and the calls by the Reconciliation Committee for a unity convention in order to restore the party to its past glory is certainly not out of place. Do Shima Abu, TVC News, Abuja.
All right, many people have said the main problem with the PDP is that it was always prepared only to win but never prepared to lose, and is that the reason why it's still having the kind of challenges it's having right now? And our guest in the studio is already laughing at that suggestion. He is the new PDP chairman, Lagos State, Moshood Salvador. Thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
I wonder why you know, grimaced or
Nobody
at
loved
that.
to lose.
Nobody.
All right, we'll come back to this. Let's go on a break, and we have more time to talk about this. All right, we also have from our Abuja studio, the PDP chieftain, Shehu Gabam. Shehu, good morning. Right, if you're just joining us, you're watching TVC Breakfast, and on the segment we'll be talking about the People's Democratic Party. There are moves from different sections of the country to bring lasting peace, because there seems to be some level of dispute between one faction or the other faction, either at the national level or state levels or even lower levels at different parts of the country. But we have with us in the studio the PDP chairman, Lagos State, Moshood Salvador, right in here. We also have from our Abuja studio, a PDP chieftain, Shehu Gabam, joining us there. But let's start with you, Moshood. The crisis in PDP, whether at the national level or the local level, even in Lagos State where you were, a lot of dispute as the case may be. Why has it become difficult at this time now to put all of these wranglings behind it?
Yeah, it will always be difficult because politics is all about interest. It's about the people, then about interest. Once an interest becomes the baby of many, therefore there will be disagreement. Because I want it, you want it, he wants it, she wants it. So there will definitely, therefore that is why the internal democracy is always very important and very germane, so that they can put all this together under a very good, I underline, good and credible leadership, who would be able to put everything straight such that everybody will be happy. Once you do a very good primaries, congress, convention, everything like that, forget it. You will never have. And you have to, a leadership have to act, the leadership has to be the type that will act like a father.
So do you have that good and credible leadership right now?
In Nigeria, it's very scarce.
At the center?
It's always very scarce.
At the center, at the party?
It's always very scarce. Generally,
with the
in Nigeria,
PDP we're talking about?
Don't talk about PDP, you are talking of Nigeria. Nigerians are PDP are Nigerian, APC are Nigerian. Oh, that credibility is the problem we are nursing in this country of today. And that is why nobody trusts, even we don't trust the government. People don't have confidence in government. Government will say this, they will doubt. Another, nobody has it's a very Herculean task.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Let's bring in Shehu in here. Yeah.
Yes, of course, Shehu Gebam is in Abuja. Now, let me take it from the comments that many political watchers have been making over time, especially since the PDP lost power at the center, that the PDP simply was not ready or did not prepare to lose, that it actually took Nigerians for granted. Would you be on the same page with those who make such comments? Or why is it that the center seems not to be able to hold as far as the PDP is concerned till date?
PDP was not prepared to lose. Every political party knows that in any election they are bound to lose or they are bound to win. And all of us PDP faithfuls were quite aware, very glaring, that before 2015 we were facing a lot of challenges. Those challenges were too obvious of likelihood of losing the election. The indices were very, very clear. But that's not the issue. The issue is that did the party build a very strong foundation to keep the country going, to build independent structure, build a political mindset of the people? The answer is yes. The vision of the founding fathers of the party was very strong. Along the line, we drilled by bringing people who are not core politicians to preside over the affairs of the party. And it takes a career politicians to run the structure of the party. So we drill along the line. We allow rascality, impunity, lawlessness, and imposition to take over the affairs of the party. These are the principal issues that have affected the party. And of course, if you could remember vividly, this is not the first time PDP was having a crisis. PDP was formed at the point of crisis. Those great patrons who started the process of formation of the PDP confronted the military machinery to a point of submission. And the military institutions agreed to allow political space, political participation. And that's what created what everybody is enjoying today, the democracy that everybody is enjoying today. So the founding fathers are conscious of the fact that these challenges are coming. And that's why if you look at the formation and the integration of the party, include the protection of every Nigerian, no matter where you come from, no matter your tribe or religion. The minorities were given the maximum opportunity to partake like any other Nigerian, vie for the office of the presidency. Like I've said, it was rascality, disobedience to the party constitution, imposition. Even a councillor was imposed on the party as of that. So these are the issues that really degenerated to the level that we find ourselves today. And naturally, when you allow such things to degenerate, you should expect losing election, because the basic indices that allow party to win election was absence. Internal democracy was absence. Rule of law was absence. Abuse of the process was also prominent all over the place. So it wasn't as if PDP was shocked that they have lost the election. We know that for sure. Given the scenario as of then, we are going to lose the election.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's good you give us this picture, this mind picture of what really went wrong. But if I have to pitch all of this absence of that too, when you started earlier, you said, well, they've laid a good foundation. There's a good vision from the founding fathers. If we have to put this together, how do we reconcile where impunity comes in, you bring in all of these wrong things came in, and then there's no internal democracy? How do we pitch that against the vision that the founding fathers brought up? Would you call it a good vision?
Well, it is, like I've said, it was abused. If you could remember, recently the led caretaker committee by McCarthy constituted a strategy and inter-party affair. That document is one of the most excellent documents you can find in any political party. The visions and where lacunas are were addressed, where people use any gap available to bring behavior or impose a behavior that is not decent was also addressed, where the issue of delegates that constitute a lot of problems were addressed. Every vital organ that a party needs was addressed. That document is a wonderful document that was submitted, and if the party, organs of the party agreed to it and support it and passed it into operation, I can tell you that PDP would be better off for it. In any case, crisis strengthen parties, crisis strengthen institutions. We believe after losing office, we have over-ventilated, we over-accused ourselves, we over-cried, and we are remorseful where we went wrong. So we are fully determined to overcome these challenges. We have identified them, and we have proposed solutions for them.
All right. Is this where we actually take a break? No, let's come back to our guest in the studio, who is the new PDP chairman. Maybe you should even clarify for us, your new PDP chairman in Lagos State.
That's right.
Is it a factional chairman, or you in one word? Yes.
I am not a factional
You're
chairman.
not.
I am a PDP chairman because we had a Congress.
Okay.
And the video is there, all the record is there, INEC was present, police were there.
Everybody was.
Everybody
who
was
needed
there,
to be there was
who
there. Okay,
needed to
that's
be
good
there,
to
and
know.
we were declared.
Now, how do you respond to the statement from former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who said that his departure from the PDP and Ahmadu Ali, former chairman of the party, spelled the doom for that party?
Thank you very much. As long as, if you are conversant with court processes, if you make 10 statements and one happens to be a lie or false, then it can destroy the whole thing. Ahmadu Ali is still a member of PDP. I don't know where they got that information that Ahmadu Ali is no more a member of PDP, because he was at the last meeting they held. So I don't know where they got that information. So that one has also neutralized that statement.
Okay.
His exit, it's an ingrate, a statement from a statement of ingrates. I'm very sorry to say this. This is a man I respect so much. This is a party that's brought you from prison to presidency. No matter what, it's just like a father or a parent to a child and say, my child has done, my parent has done something. Have you forgotten when you were born little that you can be killed without anybody knowing? Have you forgotten where you were born, when they will go out, struggle to make sure you eat, you do this? Have you forgotten when they were paying your school fees? Have you forgotten when they were grooming you for success?
So the PDP
now you
did
now
all of
become
this,
successful, you are now saying your parents are not good.
Okay.
It's not a good statement from a state man like President Obasanjo, whom we look up to.
All right, now, let's put it this way. Now, we'll be going on a break. Okay, fine. Maybe we have to ask this question when we come back from the break. Still with us, we're discussing PDP on this segment of the program. We'll go on the break and then we'll return shortly.
Right, you're welcome back. You're watching TVC Breakfast, and at this point we're looking at fresh moves by the PDP to bring about reconciliation or peace in that party, so that of course the job of being a credible opposition party can be done. Well, our guest in the studio is a new PDP chairman, Lagos State, Moshood Salvador. Thanks for remaining with us. And of course, PDP chieftain in our Abuja studio, his Shehu Gabam. Thanks so much for remaining with us. Now, of course, it's open knowledge. Most people know that the PDP's house is not in order. And there have been so many attempts to achieve peace with the party. One moment, the Makarfi faction is ready to reconcile. And then the other, the Ali Modu Sharif is not ready. And on the other hand, you have the Modu Sharif side ready to make peace. And then the Makarfi side is not ready to make peace. So why is it difficult for the different factions to actually, get to a meeting point so that PDP can actually provide credible leadership or opposition? And my question is to Shehu Gabam.
Well, let me say this, and I think people need to know this. The process that produced McCarthy wasn't a normal process. It was, the process that produced Ali Sharif, the process that produces Ali Sharif. He wasn't nominated from Borno State to partake in that election. Some of us that were nominated from our states came for the exercise. He was brought in through the back door, through illegality. And of course, if you could remember, he was taken out of the convention also through the back door in Port Harcourt. So this is what I'm talking about. When a party allows itself, for few people to abuse the process of the party and allow rascality and impunity and people to feel they are above the law to come in, you will naturally have this kind of situation. So I know that a lot of efforts has been made in the past, not just now, to reconcile the differences. I've been part of most of the processes of bringing peace and reconciliation. And I also know that of recent, the former president is putting a lot of energy to make sure that there's peace. But I can tell you that once you lay a foundation that is not solid, it is extremely difficult for it to stand. We said that given the Court of Appeal judgment in Port Harcourt, saying that the party violated the court order, we said, yes, you have passed your judgment, but there was no violation of the court order. The convention wasn't an elective convention. It was not an elective convention. And anybody who will say that the party convention have no power to do and undo is setting a national crisis. So our point is simple. Those who start the war should end the war. PDP do not take Ali Sharif to court. It's Ali Sharif who took PDP to court. So if Ali Sharif's primary interest is PDP, secondary interest is PDP, because he's an alien to the PDP, he wasn't a member of the PDP, he doesn't know the vision of the party. Those who formed this party form it from the bottom of their heart. He was in the AMPP. He was less than 1 year as a member of the party after he was sent out of APC. And some people broke in through the back door and wrecked the party. So this is what created this problem. All of them must understand that the party is supreme, and the decision of the party is supreme. The decision of the convention is supreme. And the convention of Port Harcourt was an act of neck. And it takes an act of neck to postpone the convention. No individual have the power to postpone a decision that has been taken by neck. So we believe that going to the Supreme Court, if the reconciliation presided over by the former Vice President fell, I'm definitely sure that the Supreme Court will bring justice to it, because once you said that the parties, the conventional party have no power to do, then you are setting the whole country on national crisis, which means that I can defect to APC, do all the dirty plans that I have to do, and at the convention I'll wreck the party down.
All right,
so
Shehu.
it's not about PDP, it's about national issue, national crisis.
All right,
That's what it is.
Shehu, thank you. We'll come back to that. Let me bring in Moshood in here. Earlier when you started, you were talking about the fact that, well, where you have interests, there can certainly be crises like this. But we also know that politics is a game of number.
That's right.
This interest is dividing the party. A lot of people are defecting from the party to other political parties. It is one of the reasons why PDP was robbed of the governorship in Ondo State, and so on as the case may be. How concerned are you that this interest is consuming and overwhelming the party?
Thank you very much. When my friend in Abuja was talking at the early stage, he said crisis strengthen the party. And at the same time, crisis can destroy.
It can make or mar the party.
It can make or mar. I agree with you with what you have said, but one major thing I want you to know is this. It is it is good for PDP for this to happen now and settled finally, if properly settled, which I can assure you it will be properly settled. Immediately after that of PDP, you will start to see the APC one. And that will be too late for settlement because it will be close for election, and that is where you politicians take advantage of situation. Politicians take advantage of situation. The issue of the problem in the PDP, when people talk of faction, I always say no, I disagree. There's no faction. It is just leadership tussle we have between Al-Mahdi Sharif and McCarthy.
Is it not a matter of semantics?
It's not at all.
Okay.
It's just, let me tell you, definition of faction implies that all state secretariats of the two factions must have secretariats in all states and federal capital territory. What is happening is just in very few states where they can be able to say, how can you give someone letter and say, you go and be the state chairman of Adamawa, you go and be state chairman. It is not by the letter, it is by Congress. Because you become a state chairman by Congress. So for you to know, it is no, if you do congresses in two places and all those processes are concluded, then I can agree there is a faction. But now it is leadership tussle. And without that, without straightening it, we cannot move forward. Okay. Let me clear some issues now. The issue of Ali Sharif. Ali Sharif came in to spend 3 months to conclude Adamu Muazu's tenure. Adamu Muazu's tenure has closed long ago, the day we did our convention. And secondly, on the expiration of that tenure, the constitution of PDP stated that the chairman should convene a convention for the election of another chairman, which Sharif did.
Yeah.
He convened the convention and appointed a convention chairman. He also paid for nomination form that he wanted to contest again for chairmanship. He submitted himself for screening for the chairmanship. At that very point, he ceased to be the chairman of the party. At that very point, he has ceased to be the chairman of the party.
But nature abhors vacuum. Who should have stepped in within the period that he ceased to be the party
That is the
chairman?
deputy, secondus.
Of course,
You can understand, it is all this political something. They know the right thing and they will continue to destroy the party. Secondus was the one to step in. Immediately you submitted yourself for screening and you were out. On the floor of convention, he just noticed a game was on.
That was in Port Harcourt.
In Port Harcourt. And it decided to run away. You were running away, you didn't even go with your deputy. Therefore, you were not running away. You went away and had press conference that he called. No, it is not done like that. You were no more in charge.
So
the chairman of the convention was the one in charge
then,
there.
I wish we could, allow you to give us all of this background, that the problem that Ali Modu Sharif has right now is self-inflicted. Is that what you're saying?
It is. It is, because the constitution itself allows for convention, and constitution states that convention is the most powerful organ of the party.
Okay.
It can even say there's no more PDP.
You can dissolve.
You can dissolve the party. And in the constitution too, it is also there that the convention can organize a committee for special assignments.
All right, so
nothing is
Shehu
illegal.
Gabam, let's bring this to you. Now that the appeal court in Abuja has said that Ali Modu Sharif remains the bona fide chairman of the PDP, what then? And why is it that the party really, all those who don't want Ali Modu Sharif as chairman now, what's wrong with waiting till June, when the next convention holds, to actually ease him out of power? Why the hurry?
Well, like I have said, the Court of Appeal for that court have said that Ali Modu Sharif is the chairman of the party. But if you look at the dissenting judgment, it's a judgment that nobody can beat, nobody can doubt the quality of the judgment, because a lot of provisions and act that supported the argument was very, very clear. Number two, we have the party have appealed against it, stay of execution, and I believe that Sharif have gotten the notice of that. So the caretaker is carrying on his responsibility for now, because we have appealed against it. We are going to the Supreme Court, and I believe they have filed at the Supreme Court. Number two, I want you to know that nobody is interested in ridiculing the party or bringing the personalities that are involved to ridicule. We believe that Ali Sharif should be honorable enough, should be humble enough to look at the interests of the party, the interests of Nigeria. Because by wrecking the system, the consequences is that you are creating more problems for the system as a whole, not just the PDP. You are managing a system that is very fragile. You are managing an economy that is going down, a political environment that is shrinking. And of course, when you think it's easy to take PDP down that have been in power for 60 years, you know that you are a joker. PDP have sufficient experience, if not sufficient, an experience that it can stand anywhere and talk about what it takes to be in power and what it takes to be in opposition.
Anyway, all right, Sharif. Shehu, sorry.
Hold on for a second.
But we have to go on a break now. So let me put you on hold, Shehu.
95% of the organs of the party.
Shehu, let me put you on hold. We'll go on a break and then we come back to this. Thank you very much. We're still going ahead. So let's go on a break. We'll be back. All right, if you're just joining us, you're watching TVC Breakfast. We've been talking about the peace moves in the People's Democratic Party to restore normalcy so the party can stand as a strong opposition for the sake of democracy in Nigeria. We have with us Moshood Salvador, the chairman of PDP, here with us in our Lagos studio. And we have Shehu Gabam from our Abuja studio. He's a PDP chieftain. Now, Shehu, before we went on break, I had to put you on hold. You were giving us your analysis there.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that 95% of the party organs are intact. Yesterday, the entire staff of the party secretariat addressed a press conference, and their position was very clear. 2, the Board of Trustees is intact. The governors' forums are intact. The caucus of the National Assembly are intact. So the 95% of the party organs are intact, which means that you have only about 2 to 3% that are making this trouble. Number 4, I want you to know that given the unfortunate statement by former President Obasanjo, when this party was formed, Obasanjo was in the prison. And I was one of those who fought against bringing Obasanjo and to give him leadership position. I went to court in 1999 because I told them that if you are zoning, allow it to the competent people from the zone to produce somebody who is competent. Southwest have one of the most qualified, experienced politicians that can vie for the office of the president. There's no reason for you to go and bring somebody from the prison and give him the president of Nigeria. So the benevolence of the founding father of the party was given to former President Obasanjo. If you want to know President Obasanjo very well, listen to Governor Fayoshi, who described him the way he described him yesterday. Finally, I want you to also know that some of us that have been part and parcel of the formation of the party from G7, we know this party. This party was designed to outlive anybody. No individual will come, no matter his level of rascality, to think he would take over this party or he would dominate this party. It is impossible. We had crisis during Obasanjo of late Sunday Awoni. We survived it. In fact, there was a parallel office opened by Sunday Awoni. We survived that. We have Baraje crisis also. We survived that. We are surviving this one. Like my chairman in Lagos have said, it is a leadership crisis. It is a leadership crisis because the organ of the party, 95 to 98% is intact.
Okay,
so we are not worried at all.
Let me quickly
and
come
we
in
know
here.
That
Shehu Gabam, yes. Now, there have been recent meetings between former President Goodluck Jonathan and some of the party leaders, including PDP governors and different groups. Going forward, what impact would this particular meeting have on the peace move?
Well, the peace move is simply to see if the two people can come together and understand that the interests of the party supersede the interests of any one of them. And I know McCarthy is not a rigid person. I know he's a very simple person. He knows that he didn't bring himself. It's an act of convention that produces him. So he has no problem with that. If the consensus of all the organs of the party is unified, he has no problem with that. 2, the issue of convention being proposed by Senator Sharif, I don't know how someone can organize a convention when he doesn't have the structure of the party. The governors are not there. The National Assembly are not there. Board of Trustees are not there. All the major chairmen of the party, all the state of the federations are not there. So how could you hold a convention? So these are issues that are real. It is not an imaginary thing. These are practical issues in a political environment.
All right.
So for me, I just laugh when I saw this kind of rhetoric going on. I hope and I pray that the former president will assert his influence and ensure that reconciliation takes place, because in the first and foremost, he's supposed to have restored law and order in the party before leaving office. And I'm happy he's taking responsibility now, trying to restore that law and order.
Okay, good.
That's of lawlessness and
to
the gap that created all this.
We'll have to leave it there. PDP chieftain Shehu Gabam in Abuja, thank you so much for joining us on TVC Breakfast this morning.
All right, let's come back to you, Moshood.
Yes.
We have heard even party chieftains saying that the crisis in PDP right now, the leadership dispute, is a function of external forces from outside of PDP. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that is not impossible. You cannot even erase it. You have to think in that line if you are in their shoe. Let me remind you, when I was in the House of Reps in 1999, I was elected into the House of Reps under the platform of AD. the same thing PDP did to AD that time so that they will be able to clinch Southwest. Because Obasanjo was the president and he lost the whole of Southwest to AD. Then how can he stand up and say and beat his chest as the president that was nominated from his house? That was why they had to create a parallel, real faction against the Maman Yusuf was our chairman. They now created Abdul Kadri as factional chairman and compensated him with ambassadorial position. How can AD member become an ambassador under PDP government? That tells you that he was a mole in AD, creating problem for AD, making sure we wasted money in court.
Yes,
and at
but
the end
like
of,
they say,
therefore,
the enemy within,
this one, once you have
takes,
that experience,
yes,
experience is the key things. Once you have that experience, as soon as this one starts, you look left and right and look at the relationship of the actor, I mean Almodu Sharif, and Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari, and look at his relationship with the secretary to the federal government. All these people are in APC. Definitely, you will just put two and two together and be suspecting such thing happening.
Okay, we hardly have time. Let me take you up very quickly before I forget this. You've mentioned interest a couple of times.
That's right.
In your submission.
That's right.
And I'm just wondering, whose interest really? Is it the interest of the people or the interest of the politicians? I mean, because when PDP talks about getting back power towards 2019, one would have imagined that the PDP would concentrate on the states where it has some kind of hold, where it has governors right now to provide good governance. And while it is hoping to get back power in 2019, provide opposition, credible one at that.
That's right. Yeah, it is, when you talk of interest, the party interest first, it is the party interest that when you get that interest, it is the vehicle that you use to get government. When you now get government, you now extend it to the people. So no matter how you look at it, the interests are the beginning, either for the party or for you or whatever, ab initio is for the people. Because at the end of the day, you are going to extend or use the interest for the benefit of the people.
All right. 2018 will be most, if categorically, we can say 2018 will be a political year towards 2019. And one is wondering what chances the PDP has towards 2019 presidency. Now, there are also talks about the fact that there's going to be a new political party, a new mega party, and PDP is going to be part of it and all of that. Can you talk to us about that?
Well, talking about new party or whatever, I don't have idea
the so-called Advanced People's Democratic
I don't
Party.
have idea. I'm only reading. It's rumor to me as far as I am concerned.
Right.
I don't have idea, and our leadership has never discussed such with us.
Right.
Therefore, to me, it is rumor. To me, it is blackmail. To me, it is just name dropping or another strategy of destabilizing.
All right,
our party.
talk to us about the chances for 2019 of PDP.
Thank you very much. The gesture displayed by APC, it's a very, very terrible gesture that is threatening democracy in Nigeria.
What do you mean by that?
Talk to us about
Thank you. When you are now talking of democracy, the strongest and most important is that of a council election, which is the closest service to the people. Nearly all the states in APC are changing their local election laws. That of Lagos State, let me make that one example for you. We were invited for stakeholders meeting some 3 weeks ago, just to know that they have changed the LASEC law that we are going to use for election. All the areas that any candidate that loses election, all what he can use as evidence in tribunal, they have spoiled it ab initio, even before going for election. One, I will state them and even give you the section of the law.
Very quickly, because
yes,
we don't have
all the sections, like for example, one, all the presiding officers are going to be APC card carrying member. One, and section 41 of the law state that presiding officer has the power to send anybody that refuse his order, that disobey him or her. They didn't even use instruction. They said order. Therefore, he can ask the police to move agents or candidates of another party away from that place. Section 47 clearly stated that if the result of the election can only be given to police, not even candidate, not even agents, only the police, and they stated it, if any. Therefore, if there is no police, nobody gets statement of result of election. Then what are you going to present in the court? Section 81 clearly stated that the rejected ballot paper, nobody must record the serial number of rejected ballot paper. Anybody that do that has committed an offense and is liable to 3 months jail.
Wow.
This is worse than military decree.
This is a totally different matter that I'm sure we really have to make
find
time.
When we are talking of democracy, you don't run away from that.
Definitely, we need time to look at some of these allegations that you've made. And I wonder, of course, there's no time to ask if you have proof about this APC card-carrying members who would be supervising the elections at the council level.
As long as they are the one appointing the presiding officers.
We'll have to leave
right,
it
but
there.
They will not come and appoint presiding officer from PDP.
All right.
I can assure you that.
All right, Moshood Salvador, Chairman, PDP Lagos State, thank you for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
We also thank Shiv Gabam for joining us earlier on from Abuja. He's a PDP chieftain. These are new revelation the PDP chairman has brought up now, but certainly we'll look forward to having a copy of that new law that has been put in place. We have to analyze it to make Nigerians understand what's going on. But this is where we come to the end of today's edition. Have a great day ahead. I am Mike Okwache.
And I'll be enjoying the day before my birthday tomorrow. I had to just... Thank you so much for joining us. Mungazi Ale, do have a beautiful day.